Let's rank the Scream movies best to worst. Hey everyone, my name is Rob. This is my YouTube channel called The Movie Vault. Let's talk about movies. If this is your first time here, please consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to hit that little bell to get notified every time I post a new video. So in this video, I'm going to rank the 4 Scream movies best to worst, or worst to best, whatever way you want to put that. Please remember, this video is just for fun and this is my ranking. You don't have to agree with it, you don't have to like it, which is why I want you guys to get involved in the comments down below and let me know your ranking of the 4 Scream movies. I will also say at this point that this video will contain spoilers about the 4 Scream movies, so if you haven't seen them and you don't want the movie spoiled, please return to this video at another time. So coming in at number 4 is Scream 3 from the year 2000. The kind of plot storyline of this one is Stab 3 is in production. The cast members are getting killed off in the order they are getting killed in the movie script. The killer, Ghostface, is back. He's trying to lure Sydney out of hiding, out of reclusiveness, to get her back out into the public where she can be killed once and for all. The cast and characters in Scream 3, we have the usual suspects are back once again. Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette. I like Jenny McCarthy's character in there, she's really funny. Parker Posey is super annoying, she plays Gail's character in the movie Stab 3. Scream 3 actually kicks off with a really hot open where Cotton Weary is back once again. He's getting his 15 minutes of fame, he's like a TV host, he has his own show. Ghostface is back and Cotton and his girlfriend are off within the first scene of the movie. We catch up with Sydney, who is now living a really reclusive life, I guess kind of up in the hills, up in the mountains, and she's not quite doomsday prepared as Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween 2018, but she kind of has all her gates and electronic alarms and CCTV and all this stuff where she keeps herself locked away. What I really like about Scream 3 is the production of the movie Stab 3. The movie within the movie has recreated the original house from the very first Scream movie, so that's a really cool kind of set piece within the movie. A couple of things I didn't like about Scream 3, there's a really bad like CGI explosion for a house where I kind of feel like the Ghostface killer, whatever you want to call him, in the other previous Scream movies never needed to resort to blowing anything up. So that kind of felt a little bit out of place, and this bad CGI doesn't do it any favours either. Now unfortunately Randy has been killed in Scream 2, which we'll discuss when we get to that movie, but all of a sudden Randy's sister turns up and she has a VHS tape of Randy explaining the rules once again for the trilogy. It felt really out of place. How did she get there? How did she know where they were? It was just a really kind of awkward sort of scene, but the rules explained by Randy really help the movie. The overall plot or storyline of Scream 3, what's revealed that Sydney's mother was actually like an actress years ago and was kind of used and abused in the Hollywood kind of starlet system, ended up having a son who is the director of Stab 3 within the movie. He's out for revenge, and you know, it's kind of all revealed that he is the mastermind behind the killers in Scream 1 and 2. It was just a little bit underwhelming to me. It kind of felt like they're clutching at straws here to make a third movie, and that's ultimately why Scream 3 is ranked in the number 4 position. Coming in at number 3 is Scream 4 from 2011. The plot kind of storyline of this one is Sydney returns to her hometown of Woodsboro after having written a book about her kind of ordeal throughout the 3 movies to date, I guess in this one, when all of a sudden Ghostface is back again and the killings start. We're reintroduced to all the main core cast members here. Dewey is now the sheriff of Woodsboro. Gail is the small town wife of the sheriff who has kind of given up her fame and fortune. We're introduced to Jill, who is Sydney's cousin, and all of her friends make up the main cast who the Ghostface killers are going to be after in this one. I actually really like Emma Roberts as an actress. I think she's fantastic in the Scream Queens series. I felt she was a little bit lackluster as like one of the main killers in Scream 4 when we get to that reveal at the end of the movie. I just kind of felt throughout the movie she wasn't the one to pull it off until she kind of goes batshit crazy in the kind of whole finale of the movie. That was really well done. The character of Kirby, everybody loves Kirby, I believe, because she's basically a clone of Randy from the first couple of Scream movies. Everybody loved Randy, everybody loves Kirby, everybody knows somebody who's a film fanatic, a film buff, who knows everything about film, and that's what we get in the character of Kirby. I really like the false starts at the start of Scream 4. We get the Stab 6 into Stab 7 into real life with a couple of cameos in there, really well done for the opening of Scream 4. I like the idea of the live stream kid in the movie. He has a kind of a headset and a webcam where he's streaming live to his blog or his website. Scream 4 kind of takes the idea that Halloween Resurrection had, uses it a lot less, and makes it much more better in this movie. Overall thoughts on Scream 4. I like it better than Scream 3. That's why it's ranked higher than Scream 3 here in my ranking video. I just kind of felt like ultimately what did it bring to the franchise other than bringing in some newer characters, bringing it a little bit up to date. We're showing kind of Dewey and Gale and Sydney, you know, years later. But overall I kind of felt it didn't bring a whole lot to the franchise. I still like it, and I like it a lot more than Scream 3, and that's just kind of my overall thoughts on Scream 4. Okay, so we're halfway through the Scream movie rankings in this video. I'm feeling a little woozy, as Stu would say, out of the very first Scream movie. I just want to let you guys know about my Patreon account where I post exclusive videos, exclusive content not featured here on the main channel. If you want to sign up for that, links are in the description down below. Don't forget to check out my t-shirt store where you can grab a couple of t-shirts, movie and projection related, to help support the Movie Vault. Let's get back into this ranking video. Coming in at number 2 is Scream 2 from 1997. The plot storyline of this one, it continues right off from the very first Scream movie. Sydney has gone off to college. She's studying acting, kind of theatre stuff. Unfortunately for her, Ghostface Killer is back once again to wreak havoc on her life. Cotton Weary is now out of prison after being wrongly accused by Sydney in the first Scream movie. He wants his 15 minutes of fame. Gale is back, having written a kind of tell-all book about the Woodsboro murders, the events of the first Scream movie. She has promised Cotton a one-on-one interview with Sydney on TV, and that kind of sets him up as a kind of suspect throughout Scream 2. Dewey arrives back in town to kind of help protect Sydney throughout the ordeal that's going to happen in Scream 2, and all of Sydney's new college friends are main suspects in the movie. I really like Sarah Michelle Gellar's character Cece in Scream 2. It's essentially like a reshooting of the opening scene of Scream 1 with Drew Barrymore. Another scene I love in Scream 2 is Randy explaining the rules of the sequel and how that kind of could involve any of the cast members as a suspect. Really funny stuff. One thing I didn't like about Scream 2 is that they killed off Randy kind of midway through the movie, and I just sort of felt we could have got a bit more mileage out of Randy. As we already discussed Scream 3, they're going to have to bring him back through a VHS tape he filmed before he died to explain rules further on in the movie. Bad idea, shouldn't have killed him off. Overall thoughts on Scream 2, really like this movie. I love the fact that it kind of takes off from Scream 1, continues on. We get to see the characters kind of progress in their life. I like the whole kind of college theatre, film school setting for the whole finale of the movie, really great. When it comes to the finale of the movie, it's revealed that one of the two Ghostface killers once again is Billy's mother, Billy from the first movie. Great idea and a nice way to move it forward as a killer. The second of the killer duo is revealed to be Mickey, the film school student, and I just kind of felt once again we have two killers and one of them has no real motive or no real reason to be in there. So coming in at number 1 is of course Scream 1 from 1996. Awesome movie. The plot storyline of this one is 1 year after Sydney's mother is brutally murdered, the Ghostface Killer starts striking and is after her in her town of Woodsboro. Cast and characters in Scream 1. The casting was absolutely on point for this, guys. I really liked the casting. Nobody was miscast. Everybody was brilliant in their roles in the first Scream movie. When you talk about Scream 1, we have to talk about the opening scene with Drew Barrymore. I'm a big fan of Drew Barrymore. I love her work as an actress. The whole kind of, you know, telephone horror quiz. What a great idea. And to ultimately see Drew Barrymore get killed off in the first 5 minutes of Scream was kind of crazy at the time to see it. But yeah, what an opening to the very first Scream movie. There's some really funny one-liners throughout the movie, really great funny lines. Again, I mentioned Randy already in this video. He's a great character, and him explaining the rules while they're watching Halloween was a really funny scene in the movie. Overall thoughts on Scream. I kind of said it before in a video here on this channel. Ultimately, I think Scream almost reinvigorated the horror movie genre in the mid to late 90s there, and kind of kicked off a bunch of new killer slasher movies, which is really, really cool. I think the movie builds and builds and builds really nicely to the big finale, and the reveal of the killers, the two killers again in this one, being Billy and Stu. So Billy is Sydney's boyfriend. The motives were really good in the first Scream movie. Billy's mother left him and his dad years ago because Sydney's mother had an affair with Billy's father, and he says he killed Sydney's mother 1 year prior to the events of Scream 1, and now he's after Sydney to kind of destroy her life as his life was destroyed. I really like the idea of that as a motive. Stu is in there just to have a second killer in there, I guess. He's really funny in the movie, really well done, but he has no real motives other than he's crazy and he wants to be a killer. So there you have it, guys. That's my ranking of the 4 Scream movies, best to worst, worst to best, whatever way you want to put that. Let me know down in the comments, what way would you rank these movies? What order would you rank the Scream movies in, the 4 of them? I'm really interested checking out your comments, and let me know your thoughts on why you've ranked them the way you have ranked them. That's going to do it for the video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Consider hitting that little bell to get notified every time I post a new video. And as always, stay safe, and I appreciate you guys watching the video. Check out these 2 videos on screen you might be interested in watching. See you guys on the next one.